Are you looking to get custom merch for your band? PM Star Promotions is producing all types of promotional items such as shirts, hats, stickers, banners, koozies, skate decks, and much, much more. All products are imprinted in the USA and made to last while keeping your cost as low as possible. Need a shirt design or logo made? The PM Star team has over 20 years experience in graphic design to make your ideas come to life. PM Star Promotions is making their way by working alongside with national bands and record labels including Crowbar, Goat Whore, and Ripple Music. To get customized, dependable work or check out the package deals that fit your budget and other exciting offers, please check out our featured collection on Facebook, PM Star Promotions, or visit www.pmstarpromo.com. It's time to get noticed.
To the Metal Hand of God podcast, the most dangerous podcast on the internet. I am your host, Wayne, and you know these other two gentlemen as...
Okay. I'm Adam.
And I'm Natasha Beddingfield.
Gotta be one of those two.
Yes!
All right. The Rum Guy.
People love this.
If you can't tell, the Rum Guy's been drinking for about 24 hours now, and it's going to get ugly.
It's amazing. Beyond amazing. So what's up, gentlemen, besides Rum's alcohol level?
Well, speaking of Beddingfields, I think that's the guy's last name. The dude from Linkin Park just committed suicide today.
That's not his last name.
That's not his last name.
It's close to it. It starts with a B.
So...
I'd like to tie that together if I could.
You're getting there. You're close. You're close.
What's his last name?
Chester something.
Chester Benningfield.
Bennington.
Well, it's a lot. You know, in some cultures, Bennington and Beddingfield are thing.
Which
like
culture?
Smith and Smith, the alternate universe culture.
Gotcha.
Much like the thing with the guy from the Kingsman and the Arrow.
Archer?
Or Archer.
Like I said, guys, it's going to be that kind of show.
Yeah! Rum's coming in hot.
Bam!
Yeah, I wish he would come in coherent.
I love it.
So coherent.
It's good. I understand what he's saying.
Well, I'm glad someone does.
I mean, I understand what he's saying. I don't understand what he's saying. Like, I can understand his words.
As long as we're 50-50, we're good to go, bro.
Right, I'm good. You know, I can understand Rum's words. I just don't understand the context those words are coming out.
Wait,
That's right.
What is 50-50 to your blood alcohol level?
Yeah.
No, it's like more like, 25, 75.
60-20. And that's even bad math.
So, yes, Natasha Beddingfield died.
Actually, we've had a few deaths this past week.
We have. It's been crazy with the suicides and dead things.
Chester from Linkin Park killed himself today.
That's fucked up.
Earlier in the week, or I think it was the week or last week, George Romero died. And so
he
did
made cheese, right?
Yes, and so did Martin Landau. So those three are on
Marty. Who'd have thought?
I mean, two of those people were old.
Yeah, but it's still tragic.
And
one of them's Rum's age. I think a year younger than Wayne.
That'd be Martin Landau at 87 or so.
Yeah.
You do realize I said a year younger than you, right?
I did. I heard it. I caught it, bitch.
You just shit on yourself.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's not the first time at this age.
Rum was so excited to get an old joke in.
That was good, dude. That was good. It was good.
Thank you.
It was good.
He was like, finally, my time has come.
Yes! I waited 80 years for this.
No, I do not particularly care for Linkin Park, but it's always.
But you know what? They were good at what they did, even if you didn't like what they did.
Yeah.
They were good at it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they won Grammys and shit, so they did something right.
Well, that's what I said. I'm like, I was never a big fan of the band. Never. It's just sad to see somebody have to resort to something like this.
You know what's messed up is when that was announced today, I started thinking about a lot of the songs that were very popular that they did. And, of course, the radio stations were playing the song and stuff, like, instantaneously. They were all playing in Linkin Park. And, like, songs like I've Become So Numb, Dead Inside, things like that. I'm like, well, he's been talking about this for a while, people. We just weren't listening.
Yep. And in the end, it doesn't really matter.
And in the end, wow, high five to that.
I'm with
I
that
don't care if anybody says that was too soon. That was good.
Right? I mean, it's true.
I don't think it was too soon.
Yeah,
I don't know. The problem is, like, no one can really say what's going on with all this. No one can say for sure that it was, the like not being as big a celebrity or just general depression, maybe life on the road. It's really hard to say. It is weird that he killed himself on
Chris Cornell's birthday.
Well, that's the thing. I was gonna bring up. He hung himself. Was the way he died.
Yep.
Very sad. Not a very pleasant way to go. That's a lot of emotion to put a noose around your own neck. But he wrote a letter to Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
Thank God this isn't one of your bits, Rum, because I was.
No, it's not. It's not a bit. This is very tasteful. If I am anything, I am tasteful, and tasty.
You're tasting rum right now.
Taste me. Back to the tasteful. No, but he wrote a letter to Chris Cornell. They found it. They said that he was close to Chris. I don't know if he was a mentor.
They were like best. That was one of his best friends, actually.
One of his best. Which I mean, in all honesty, they were kind of about 15 years apart in age too.
Yeah,
between 10 and 15.
Yeah. So I would consider that a great friend yet mentor thing, because I'm sure that Linkin Park, Natasha Beddingfield, I'm sure he looked up to Chris. Coming up in the music scene too. I mean, a lot of people did. We all listened to Soundgarden. We listened to, those bands. I just wonder if that wasn't just a what do you call it? A trigger. When Chris Cornell died, he's had a couple weeks to mull it over, and I think maybe that just pushed him over. Maybe, I don't know. Who can, like you said, Adam? Who can tell what was in the guy's head?
Right.
But, it's a sad thing when somebody that young with that sort of career that affected a genre of music would end their life like that. It's a very sad situation, and I'm sure there were people around him that could have possibly, we speculate, but I don't know, that might have seen some sort of downward spiral or someone maybe who could just reached out to help that guy. But it's a very sad situation, and music goes on.
Yeah, it's
like with Chris Cornell. People tend to post whenever like there's a big, they did with Robin Williams, they did with Chris Cornell, and whenever there's like a famous person commits suicide, people and look, it comes from a good place, but people go on these, if you're feeling down, seek help. And I always try to tell people, like, that doesn't do any good. You're talking, your words fall upon deaf ears. Like,
when you get that bad, yeah.
The best you can do is, try and pay attention, when something feels wrong with someone that you care about, or even just somebody that that you don't care about that much, maybe say, hey, what's up, and I mean, there's no fault with things like this,
No, it's just get involved. Maybe if you see somebody that you're concerned with, get involved in one way or another to at least give them an ear, give them a hand, give them a distraction. until maybe possibly things can get figured out.
A handy.
It's as someone who's been suicidal, I mean, I can definitely say that a lot of times all that person really needs to hear, not all the time, but in a lot of cases, they're just searching for somebody to care, you know, and like the simple thing of like, hey, you know, I love you and I'm here for you.
Right.
Not always, but sometimes that can change everything.
You know? Help somebody.
It's not making light of that at all. It really does help. I mean, we've all been in bad spots in our lives. At least some of us have. I know the three of us that are talking now have probably been in bad spots in our lives.
Oh yeah.
One time or another. And it takes, and you would be surprised at the smallest thing that can keep you going a little longer. You know what I mean? Maybe be able to pull you out a little bit. You know, keep your head above water, which is a big deal. It really, really is. And for anybody thinking about anything like that, it's not glamorous. It really isn't. As much as you think that the world's ending, it's not glamorous. You know, it's just becomes a sad situation. So moving on to a happy topic, right? Let's do that.
Okay. Well, you know, George Romero died.
Oh, that's good. That's you know, when I said happy, I think you got that wrong.
I really wanted to get, you know, this across a little bit. I mean, I never met Martin Landau
I mean,
at all.
the guy that invented cheese, that type of cheese.
Yeah. I mean, I never met Martin Landau. I'm sure he was a nice guy, but I actually met George Romero and talked to him for a good 10 minutes, and he was a really nice man.
Good.
You know, you talked to him for a little bit, and, you know, met him, and he was very polite.
For those who don't know who that is, why don't you tell the people that he was not the guy that invented Romano?
He's not the man who made the cheese. He's actually the man who actually created the entire like zombie genre of movie. I mean, he is the writer and director of the Night of the Living Dead series, and like he did some groundbreaking things in horror movies.
With the groundwork that he put down, I mean, you wouldn't have things like The Walking Dead and stuff like that today. It wouldn't be there.
Wait a minute, hold on. This whole time you were talking about Romano cheese?
Yeah, that's what he was talking about. You just getting that?
I had no idea. I'm the cheese guy. I didn't know what the fuck that meant. Arrow cheese.
Yeah, so
he was also a famed lover of Italian food, so I think it's a great homage.
Right. So George Romero passed.
Jesus
Christ. So yeah, George Romero passed, and like I said, he really loved his fans, and he liked. I mean, he was at Frightmare like 3 or 4 times that I know of, and I've met him twice.
He was visionary.
He was a really good guy, and it's sad to see him go, but you know.
All the good ones seem to pass, you know, and it's.
Well, I mean, he was in his late 70s, so I mean, he was pretty.
Yeah,
high
but I
up
mean,
there.
still, I mean, you figure, you know, I don't know, it's just always no matter what or who or when, you know, it's the people that you see throughout your life, and then you see them fade away, and you're like, wow, man, if anything, it affects that moment in your life right there, you know what I mean? So
it sucks.
He's affected, even though he was in a horror genre of filmmaking, and the ideas and concepts that he came up with were, to a lot of people, very disturbing. They kept a lot of people up at night. The amount of the amount of entertainment value that his ideas and concepts came up with formed this whole subculture, and everything we know about that type of horror now came a lot from that man.
Yeah.
So I mean, he contributed a lot. And a lot of people will miss him. But his vision and his formula for that genre will live on. So that's a great legacy.
I agree. It'll be there forever, man. You know, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Speaking of legacy, today.
Oh, so we're just gonna say fuck Martin Landau then?
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty much. I mean,
Martin Landau.
He was a great actor.
Shut up, Ron.
He was really good. He was a drunk. He was a misogynist.
I like to give misogyny.
No, he was a great actor, man. He's done some good stuff. I mean, there's a lot of things that I really enjoyed him in.
Wasn't he in The Odd Couple?
No.
Okay, well then I'm thinking of the completely wrong guy. Hey, was he in Grumpy Old Men? Hey.
No.
Who the fuck is Martin Landau?
That's the name of the episode.
Yeah, that's definitely the name of the episode.
Well, which guy am I thinking of?
You're thinking of. Oh God.
You're thinking of Walter Mathau.
Walter Mathau.
There
yeah.
he is. I can always get those two mixed up.
He's actually
they
been.
look a lot alike.
Walter Mathau's actually been dead probably since the 90s.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Well, who's Martin Landau?
I don't think he's been dead that long.
Hey,
No.
was that the guy that created that half vinyl roof on the cars in the 70s?
Yes, that's him.
The Landau top?
Yes.
Oh.
He's the guy from the Land Down Under.
I'm insanely proud of you that you're this drunk and could come up with that reference. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Martin Landau was actually in the movie, what was it, Ed Wood? He played Bela Lugosi in Ed Wood. He also, yeah, he was also in that, what was it?
Did he do something cooler?
He was in that David Arquette movie about wrestling.
Can I reiterate something cooler?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
What else did he do that was cooler?
Oh, he did a ton of shit,
What
but back when he was a
claim to
kid.
fame? Please tell me it wasn't Ed Wood.
Let's just move on instead of just
wasn't
man.
Ed Wood? No, I'm thinking Legally Blonde. Her last name was Wood.
How do you? Jesus Christ!
Oh shit!
That was Elwood.
This is amazing.
Just like the Blues Brother.
Oh my God, Wayne! Please move on to the next story.
All right, so speaking of legacies, I today was asked to go run around the world to go pick up some pop vinyls today for a friend of mine, and I was like, okay, yeah, no problem, I'll do that. And as I was standing in the front of Barnes and Noble waiting for them to open, this guy was standing there with me, and we started talking. And he looked at the hat I was wearing. I was wearing the MHOG podcast hat. And he goes, holy shit, MHOG podcast, Metal Hand of God. I said, yeah. He goes, I listen to those guys. You wouldn't happen to be one of the guys on the show. And I was like, yeah, I'm the host, Wayne. He goes, oh, wow, that's awesome. And we talked for a good 10 minutes about it. And then he told me that I'm going to give him a plug because, because he knows us now, and I think he deserves a plug.
High five, Barnes and Noble guy.
His name is Priest. That's what he goes by. He does the Priest and Maven Powerhour. It's a show about metal. It's about metal and wrestling, and
awesome.
It's a live interactive show on Facebook Live. They do it on Facebook Live every Wednesday, and all the shows. And all the shows are archived on YouTube. So
nice. It's like Facebook LARPing.
No,
not remotely.
Okay.
So I wanted to give him the shout out because it was really cool of him. I was pretty shocked that he knew us. That was pretty cool.
That is awesome, and I just like the word LARPing.
Yeah. What the fuck is Facebook LARPing? What does that mean?
It's live action roleplay on Facebook.
Never mind. That's the name of the podcast episode. Let me write that down.
Live action Facebook LARPing.
I'm gonna check those guys out because that sounds actually kind of cool. It's two things I like.
The Priest and Maven Powerhour on Facebook Live.
Cool, man. And
just check them out on YouTube to get all their old episodes and stuff. They're a really nice guy, man. We sat there and talked for a while about pop vinyls, of course, because that's what we were going to get. And it was pretty cool.
I went to a really cool store today that had a massive amount of pop vinyls. It was called the Heroes and Villains store at Broadway at the Beach in Myrtle Beach.
Nice.
That's cool.
They had, I swear it looked like your freaking house. There were so many pop vinyls everywhere. I'm just looking around. They had things like the stuff, I didn't know they made pop vinyls of like the Beauty and the Beast stuff, like the clock and the teapot and shit like that.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
And they have like little pop vinyl people inside vehicles, and they had all sorts of shit.
Yeah, it's new. They're doing a lot of new things. Like they got Titanfall vinyls that actually they're the big giant robots, but you can put like little pops inside of them. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Speaking of comic book stores,
ooh yes.
I creeped out a woman last week.
Did you really?
Yeah, I told you about this.
Yeah. I was going with the flow there, dude. I was just kind of going with it,
Oh, okay. We tried to do a comedy in a comic shop thing at BSI, and Kyle was hosting, and he brought along Byron Broussard, who's been on the show, a young lady named Brianna Augustus, who I hadn't seen before, but I was very impressed with. And Kamara Stevens, who's also been on the show.
All right.
Who showed up very late and appearing to be very drunk, but he actually said he just hadn't slept in a while. So
Because he was drinking.
No, I believe him. He's not you. I'm just kidding, Rum. You're a functional alcoholic. You're totally different.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Rum, I would let you operate on me drunk. That's how.
Super. Let's do that. Let's make an appointment.
Start this week.
Matches. Anyway, so but he did very well as well. But only 3 people showed up. One of them was our friend Thomas Jones.
Nice.
Who I think he has been on the show once.
Yeah, when we did the Highway Diaries outside.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He brought what I assume was his girlfriend, and the only other person was a young lady who none of us had met and had actually never been to the comic shop before, and just ran across it randomly online on Facebook. And she showed up, and I was like, "Well, the good news is, I think you're gonna get a free show. I don't think we're gonna charge you. The bad news is you're the only person here, so you're the audience." But she was an immigrant. She's been here for like a decade, and she's Russian, and which I found fascinating.
My favorite type.
Pretty woman, sexy accent. Oh, right, because your wife's half Russian. This one was a lot whiter.
Do that again. The first one was better, but okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so I started talking to her, and I wasn't like hardcore flirting. I was just expressing interest. And at some point, I was just like, "Am I being too nosy?" And she was like,
"Yes."
Well, she's like, "Oh, it's fine." And I was like, "Oh no, I can tell it's not fine." And later somebody asked me, like, "Why'd you do that?" I was like, people give me shit for not introducing myself to women and not trying to talk to women all the time.
Right, and here you go trying to make the effort, and then now they're going to give you shit about that too.
Well, it's really not a cultural thing to shake one's nipples. It's not a thing, Adam. It gets creepy.
I'm quite frightened of you at the moment. What?
I'm not the one walking up to women shaking my nipples. I'm just saying.
What's up, ladies?
Rum is just writing, like, we should just save some of these titles for future episodes.
Anyway, was she nice though? Was she cool? She stayed for the whole thing?
Yeah, and she seemed to enjoy herself and all that. And I don't think I did anything wrong. I don't think I was creepy. I guess maybe she was just weirded out being in a different place, not knowing any of the people and being told, "Hey, you're the audience."
You weren't in her back seat, were you, or anything? Either way.
Are you asking me if I had anal sex with her?
No, I met in her car.
Sleep. What?
I met in her car. You didn't meet her out in the car and go, "Hey."
Oh, no, I didn't do that.
Oh, that's keep that in mind for next time.
Okay, get in our car next time.
Yeah,
I don't know. She's Russian. She might have a knife.
True. At least she'd have vodka. Win-win.
For you. But yeah, but it was a really good show. I mean, everybody was really, really funny. I wish more people had shown up because it was a very, very good show. And
well, now people know about it. Maybe they will show up if you do it again.
I don't think we're doing that again.
If you don't mind me asking, without giving her last name out, what was her first name?
Well, I didn't get her last name, and her first name is very distinctive, so I don't want to do that.
Oh, okay.
Her name is distinctive enough that if somebody knew her, and this New Orleans is a pretty small town, they just be like, "Hey,
did it go?
Talking about you?"
Did it go with Beddingfield?
It did. Natasha Beddingfield. I almost raped Natasha Beddingfield. That's what.
Okay, there you go.
So Pon Far, bro.
Pon Far.
Anyway, but yeah, so first woman I flirted with in months, and I don't even know if it was flirting. I was just asking questions about her.
You were being nice. You were being
questioning being suave.
her.
You were being engaging. You were being,
You weren't like, "Hey, bitch, you want to suck my cock?"
Yeah.
I mean,
or really touchy.
I did not do that.
Were you being touchy?
Did I feel her up? No.
Yeah, like, did you like put your hand on her shoulder? Did you like put your hand on her leg, going ha ha ha, laughing, stupid shit like that?
Did I put my leg over her? Or what?
No. Did you put your hand on her leg?
What, like with a pee on her, like a dog, like marking my territory? Like,
did you put your hand upon your hip?
I said, did you put your hand on her leg, not your leg on her?
Oh. No, I didn't try to make it to third base, Wayne.
All right, I'm just saying. Well, then you didn't do anything wrong.
Here you go.
I'm just trying to defend you, man.
You better strap yourself in, baby, because it's gonna be a bumpy ride, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Miss Gorbachev, let's bring down that wall.
Oh,
You like
pick
that?
a pack of peppers.
I did. I like that.
It was historical racism.
Move that iron curtain.
Anyway, so that happened.
Well,
Nice.
that's good. That's a fun time.
Speaking of shit that doesn't work, I was reading an article about a ton of like TV shows that have been canceled, like yesterday.
I didn't know you read, Wayne.
I do every once in a while, Rum. Like
cool.
it's kind of hard for me because you taught me how to read. Being that you were my teacher in fucking kindergarten.
Wait, I just like that was the first time Rum used this catchphrase on somebody other than me.
Yeah, right. I know.
It's nice to share the wealth.
Yeah, I like to spread it around.
But anyway, TV shows.
So I looked at this article saying all these TV shows that were canceled, and
Like, what's canceled?
there were. I was
There's
gonna.
be something I'm watching.
There is a few that you were watching actually, and I'm going to name them because I want to fucking smash your dreams.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
What?
Fucking
Start now.
Okay, so canceled shows. Bones is canceled.
I don't watch Bones.
Dr. Kin is canceled. That's the
I don't know what that is.
that's what the Asian guy.
Kim Jong. Wait, yeah, Kim Jong. Oh, you know what? I didn't realize his name was so close to Kim Jong Un.
Yeah.
Kim Jong, the guy from The Hangover and Community, he had his own show.
Oh, yeah, the guy that needs to take a nap or something. He's always too hyper.
The guy with the tiny penis. Yeah. Okay. Girl Meets World canceled.
That shouldn't have happened anyway.
Right. Vampire Diaries canceled.
Well, it's actually over anyway. The story's run its course, so it's okay.
Pretty Little Liars. Don't know what that is.
I don't watch that.
Rush Hour. Two Broke Girls.
No.
American Crime.
Don't know that.
Last Man Standing. We knew that was happening. We knew that already.
I still never watched that.
Powerless is canceled.
I don't know what that is.
Let's see. The Odd Couple.
Powerless was.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Powerless was a show on NBC that starred like a fictional like I think it was like an insurance agency for superheroes set in the DC universe.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
it sounds exciting.
They put a lot of advertising into the first episode, which I never got around to watching, and it starred like what's her name from High School Musical? Vanessa Hudgens. It starred Vanessa.
Oh,
Hudgens
okay.
and Alan Tudyk, a bunch of like really great actors.
Well, that sounds like a lucky guy.
But the thing is, like,
oh, dude, I'm sorry. That was good. Alan Tudyk. That sounds like a lucky guy. Sorry, dude. That one was great. That fucking killed me. That one killed me.
Go on, name other shows.
Oh God. Criminal Minds. Beyond the Borders is canceled. American Gothic is canceled. There's a bunch more. Scream Queens. Sleepy Hollow is canceled. Grimm.
Oh no, I like Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, me too. Grimm is canceled.
Well, it's been on too long.
The Blacklist. Redemption is canceled. Castle has been canceled.
Yeah, it's out there for a while.
And there's a bunch of other shows that I have no idea.
It sounds like they're opening up some space for some new stuff though coming up this fall season.
It's about
Castle.
There's about 50 shows that are canceled. So
Castle ended because apparently Stana Katic, who played the female lead, and Nathan Fillion, who was obviously Castle, apparently behind the scenes hated each other. Like, so I've never heard anything bad about Nathan Fillion. Like, he seems to be like an awesome guy that people want to hang out with. But supposedly he was like brutal, like would make her like cry in public. And
oh wow, that seems really. There must have been some really just bad chemistry off the bat then.
No, supposedly they were fine. Like, in just over the years. I mean, the show went on for like 8 or 9 years.
Yeah, it's been on for a while, right?
Oh yeah, and the other show that I have a theory about. So, Girl Meets World was doing really well for Disney, as far as I know. Like, I think it was.
It just seemed to be something that shouldn't have happened, because when Boy Met World and it should just never have been revived. It was just it was the same storyline, it's just reverse rolled for most part.
Well, anyway, like it was doing better than most of their kids sitcoms. So most of them, I don't think anybody gives a shit about anymore. Like, the days of like Hannah Montana are done. You know, they don't really
right. I mean, all you got's like Ant Farm, and I don't even think that's on anymore now. And
that's on
Casey Undercover, and
yeah, but it just I think it's a bunch of shit that no one cares about. But so the little girl who plays the lead, you know, the
blonde girl
Matthews. So around the time that the show ended, which, because this is it ended towards the end of last year, I think, or the beginning of this year, something like that. Because it doesn't follow regular seasons, you know, on cable shows, you know.
Right.
So around that time, she announced she was gender fluid or something, like one of those weird ass.
Yes, I do remember that.
So I think what happened was, I think Disney was like, all right, this kid's gonna start doing some weird shit. Like, she's gonna go Miley on us.
Right.
So let's go ahead and end this now before we end up like having to like.
I don't understand the terminology gender fluid. Does that mean you pee a lot?
Yes, it means you pee little men and women.
Okay. Well, there you go. Good to know. Safety first, people. Use protection.
Oh, let's pee the little women.
That's a completely different show on the WB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Good times.
But yeah, that's some shit that happened. And I also saw that Iron Fist is canceled too.
Oh, really? Because I was really getting into Iron Fist.
No, it's not. I know what article you read. No,
it's not.
No, I think this was on a different article. I would assume, but no, that there was some article that was saying like they're sure that Iron Fist is going to be the next show that gets canceled. But first of all, Iron Fist is like this. The first season's over, and the second season, I don't even know if it's been announced, but they're gonna get at least one more season. I don't think it did as well as the other shows, but you know, the truth is, aside from the first season of Daredevil, like the shows have all done well, but people don't necessarily respond. Like, I thought Luke Cage was incredible until the last episode. I mean, there were things like in the second half of the season I was like, that's not as good, you know.
And Jessica Jones had a great. It started slow, had a nice build up, and then it fell off.
Yeah,
it just got weird.
Absolutely. Well, I don't think it got weird. I thought it got depressing. Like,
it got depressing. So it was
also
lost interest.
It had a lot of filler. Like the show was too long.
Yeah, you're right.
But so everybody's mileage is kind of varied for each show. So when people were like, "What was the worst one?" I'm like, "Well, by what standard?" Like, there were things I loved about it, and there was things that I really didn't like about it. You know, but it'll definitely get another season, but it's gonna be a while. I mean, Defenders comes out in August, I think. Then I want to say Jessica Jones might be getting a second season after Defenders, and then I would soon. I don't know. I don't know if they're doing them in order or what. But
I heard they're actually. This is just a rumor that on a post I read, but I heard that the next one that may be coming out might be, which would make sense since they already have the Daredevil thing, and a tie-in to Elektra.
No, I think that's going to be the third season of Daredevil.
Oh, it might be.
But I was wrong. The next one that's coming out is Punisher, the first season of Punisher.
Oh, okay. Interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, we know how the beginning works. Man loses family on an island explosion by drug dealers. Then he goes crazy and lives in a sewer and shoots everybody.
I don't think he lives in a sewer, Rum.
He kind of lived in a sewer, bro.
That's like the Ninja Turtles.
Why would
he was like Darkman. He lived underground a lot of times. He was in like holes and shit. And
okay, kudos for bringing up Darkman. I don't. No one remembers that movie.
I like Darkman.
I saw parts of it. I don't really remember it. You know,
1, 2, and 3.
You know how
that weird guy had Down syndrome, or looked like he had Down syndrome in it.
You know how
the bad guy.
You know how that movie came about, right?
Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
No, that sounds way cooler. No, Sam Raimi, you know, after he did all the Evil Dead stuff, he wanted to direct a superhero movie, and he had his sights set on The Shadow, which of course
I loved The Shadow with Billy Zane was in that.
No, that's Adam Baldwin. I mean, not Adam Baldwin.
Billy Zane was the Phantom.
Phantom, yeah. The other ball was not Steven. God damn it.
Alec
Baldwin.
Yeah, the last good thing that man did.
But I'd love to see you tell him that in person. Please, Rum. Please make Alec Baldwin hate you, Rum. Please.
Love to.
But the movie studio told him no, they weren't interested in having him direct the Shadow, which I guess was in development at the time, or maybe not. I'm not sure, because it came out around that time.
Yeah.
But so he was just like, all right, well, screw it then. I'll just make up my own pulp superhero. And so he came up with what was not exactly a ripoff of the Shadow, but clearly
close enough.
It was like a little Shadow, a little Batman.
Well, the Shadow is, I think, somewhat of an inspiration for Batman.
So was it the Shatman?
Shatman.
Or is that if William Shatner plays Batman?
I would watch.
I would watch Shatman.
I would too.
Worst superhero ever. He gets into a tight situation, he just grabs his pants.
He's got a brown outfit.
I think that would add something to the Warner Brothers DC universe.
Yep, Shatman.
You can mix the theme song of Shaft and Flash Gordon to be Shat.
He crapped every one of us.
Damn right.
I knew it.
Low point for the show.
There is no low point in this show, sir. It's all a low point.
I beg to differ.
Oh, it's so much going on. What else is going on? I mean, that was.
Oh, well, we can talk about this since we're talking about pop culture.
All right.
I know Rum famously is not a Doctor Who fan because of the.
Oh, the Lady Who.
The Lady Who. You know, I want to call her that. Just like I call the female Thora Birch, we're gonna go with Lady Who.
I actually haven't watched it yet.
The theme song will be "Oh, the Lady Who."
It's just like Sound of Music. Ole, ole, oh, Lady Who.
But so on this past weekend, they announced that the new Doctor would be a woman, and which
I can see that to a point. I mean, I remember in I didn't really get into Doctor Who that much either. I just started watching pretty much that last season of Doctor with the last Doctor that was there, I guess.
The old guy?
No, not the guy with the cane.
No. The last Doctor was an older guy.
Oh, okay. Then no, not him. The one before him, the younger guy, had the blonde chick.
Sarah.
British.
David Tennant, or it's can't think of his name. The Scottish actor.
Wow, that was your favorite one too.
Scottish? What did he wear, Rum?
Well, in the one episode he had a cane.
There's the guy with the monocle, right?
Did he have a leather jacket, or did he wear like a blazer?
A lot of times he was a Scottish guy.
Okay, I can't think of his name, but that's the first
Smith.
Doctor Who, season 1.
Is it Smith? Did he have the blonde chick?
Oh, you're talking about the very first season. You're talking about David Eccleston.
That's why Christopher Eccleston.
Christopher Eccleston, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that guy. In that series, he actually tries to explain to her about how he's, his real form, and he's, there's a lot of energy, and he died, but he comes back, and that whole thing, but he, just different forms and whatnot. But she actually made the comment in that, so you could come back as a woman, and he said, yeah, if I felt like it, if case may be, I think is what he said. So it actually hinted that he could do that, come back as, his energy could come back in a woman.
Well, the thing you have to understand is that there's two eras of Doctor Who. There's the era of Doctor Who that established it for like 20 years or 30 years.
Right.
And then there's New Who, which isn't Like it continues the story, but it's not a similar show to the original stuff. And
I think my problem is I've seen a couple new Who's, but I saw the other Who. Maybe that's why the show was rather confusing to me a lot of times too.
Probably.
Because I watched maybe a weekend. I watched like that entire season, and then I watched a couple later episodes, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on now.
Well, the original Doctor Who has more in common with things like, stay with me, Star Wars and Flash Gordon.
I can see that.
It's old adventure serials, like, you know, the kind of stuff that they used to put on the radio, and then one day, because actually there are still Doctor Who radio shows, many of whom star like the original not the original actors, but the original versions of the character. Like, it's new actors playing old versions.
Oh,
did they sound like the old 40s type shows?
I'm sure they sound similar, but
that'd be kind of cool. I'd listen to that.
Well, you can find them online, but yeah, it was more old adventure serials, and New Who is definitely more of a modern show, you know, which is why it has a broader audience, you know. And well, the thing was, like, a lot of the people who grew up on Doctor Who, like, they might like some of the new stuff, but there's always going to be a part of them that's just like, you have all these people who are coming in now who are just now starting to watch Doctor Who, and they're really only interested in their version of it. Meanwhile, their version of it kind of pisses all over the stuff that I grew up with. You know,
right? A lot of people think that there shouldn't be a woman; some should stay a guy.
Well, but here's the thing: like, those people also, this isn't like they want to make it into a sexism thing. Those people also said Doctor Who shouldn't be a young guy. It's always been like an older white man.
Right.
You know.
Well, yeah, because the tradition dictated that at one point in time.
He was always very grandfatherly. That was actually the cool thing about Matt Smith, was even though he was obviously a younger guy, like, his performance often, you know,
seemed dated.
Yeah, it mirrored the old stuff.
Yeah, you could see him being an old man, like, at moments. So, you know, and obviously Peter Capaldi is an older guy, but so this isn't like they're trying to make it out to be a sexism thing, but it's not.
It's not.
It's you know, people, you know, when you grow up loving something since you're a little kid, the last thing you want is for somebody to come and shit on it. And we all have examples of that. And I have comics, and you know, for me and a lot of people, there's like the Star Wars prequels and stuff like that.
Me, it's New Coke.
You prefer when it was just straight cocaine. But the thing that so I had two things that kind of, well, one of them didn't piss me off. I would just roll my eyes because it was stupid. There's this woman, I don't think we've ever talked about her on the show, named Anita Sarkeesian, and she's famous for basically trying to ruin the video game industry in the name of feminism. She started this YouTube series called like Tropes versus Feminism, which explores how sexist video game tropes are. You know, stuff like, you know, the men are always rescuing the princess, or, you know, when female characters in like RPGs are created, they always have like a bikini top instead of like real armor and stuff like that. And some of it's fair, and others it's just like, it's a video game, move on with your life, and you don't really give a fuck about video games. She was actually this one was actually the center of the Gamergate thing that we had talked about briefly. She was one of the big primary people in it, and but anyway, she tweeted out when she saw the new Doctor Who, I don't remember her exact words, but basically she was like, yeah, whatever, like, we got a woman, but, you know, this would have been an excellent time for them to introduce a black and or trans doctor.
Oh my god.
So basically, it's not enough that the doctor is a woman now. She needed to be a black transgender doctor.
Let her have we need a character that's extremely confused about everything, who feels persecuted and can't accomplish the task at hand because they're the doctor, because that's what it would boil down to.
Here's the thing now, and this is my only problem with it. I'm not even that big a Doctor Who fan. Like, I like a certain number of years of it, whatever, but this was done strictly for politically correct reasons. And what you're going to see, new season comes out, is you're going to see a lot of people talking about how the Doctor is trans, because isn't that the nature of, like, or in theory?
Oh yeah, because he transforms. Yeah,
they're going to say.
I can see that. That's a really good point, because his energy would be in the new form.
Right. It's not the Doctor isn't a man now, it's a woman now. And so there's going to be a lot of people saying, like, Doctor Who is a metaphor for the transgender and the gender fluid movement and all this. And it's going to become political in a way. And the thing, I got into an argument with some journalist online once that was talking about, like, conservatives are ruining Doctor, I don't know, some nonsense. And I got in talking with the guy and I was like, the thing that I love about Doctor Who is that it's not political. Like, we can all watch it. And that's all, we don't have to have a discussion, like this is supposed to be absent that. And now you're having people like and look, I'm not saying that I care whether the Doctor is an old white man. I'm just, hold on guys, keep going.
I just think now that with all this stuff going on with it goes from Doctor Who to Doctor Pooh.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just crap.
I didn't watch.
It's gonna. You didn't watch?
Oh, I'm sorry. You had broken up for a second. I said I didn't really watch like all of the recent shows. I had them recorded, but my son decided that it would be really fun if he could erase everything on the DVR, so he did, and so I lost a lot of those shows. So I can't really go back and watch them right now, but I mean, I really dug what Capaldi was doing. He was, the older guy. He was bringing back Who to where it used to be, and I thought it was really good. A lot of people didn't like it.
It's like Adam said. It's not meant to be political. It's not meant to be any of that. It's just it's a mind escape. It's a story, and it's something entertaining, and that's all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be standing for a cause. It doesn't need to be the why we hate it, why we don't hate it. But Doctor Who, like I said, I've never been a huge fan, but from just talking to people, every time they bring up Doctor Who, every time there's a Doctor Who, everybody hates them no matter what they are. Everybody hates the Doctor until they get to watch the show.
Right.
And then it becomes whether you still hate the Doctor or there's aspects of the Doctor that you like, and now you're a fan of the show, or because it's one of those shows that's always had a fluctuating, fan base to a point of because they do so much switching with the character and stuff. It's like you're starting the show all over again. It's almost like we have a fan base, but we're going to let them hang. Well, and let's see if we still have a fan base. Oh, we do have. We've kept some. Oh, we gained some new ones, or we lost some. That's always what it's done.
Well, it's definitely lost fans over the last couple of years, but yeah, you're right about that part. That every time there's a new Doctor, there's like people freak out and say it's a horrible choice, and then the show starts, watch, and you kind of get into it, and then you start to like the show, and then a new Doctor comes in, and the cycle starts over. However,
I mean, like just let us like it or not like it.
I do think this is different. I think. Unlike previous times where I don't think they made the decision for any sort of political. I don't think they were thinking like, oh, we need a Matt Smith type and he came along. Or I don't think. Maybe they were thinking like we need an older guy to play the Doctor this time. But I'm sure they always kind of have like different options going around in general. Right. Like this time, it feels political. It doesn't.
It's very deliberate.
It's too on the nose.
And the thing is, like if you kind of like, I don't want to make assumptions, but you can kind of read the tea leaves a little bit, because the Doctor's, whatever you want to call it, best friend / arch enemy is a character called the Master. And the Master, a couple of seasons ago, came back as a woman. Right. Like, and then the new companion was a young black woman who was also a lesbian, and there were some people who were thinking that. Oh wow, I missed
that whole shit, because the last one I saw was the Clara girl.
Wait, which girl?
The Clara girl.
Oh, you're that far back?
Oh yeah. Like, I'm at the first season of Capaldi.
Okay, so you have another season of Clara, and then the last season was Bill. But
okay.
But anyway, so there's a little bit of like like maybe they were like, I don't even care that much, but I do feel for some of the fans. And I have a friend who was attacked online. Like it's a very good person, and all he said was, and that's the thing that trips me out. Like most of the people that are like upset about this, they're not going like fucking whores or anything like that. They're just like, I don't like this, and I'm kind of done. Like, and that's perfectly reasonable. Like, it doesn't make you a misogynist. It doesn't make you an asshole to go just say, you know what, like this is going in a direction that is not for me. Like, I've stuck around long enough, and like I'm kind of done.
No.
That's okay. You know, bad person doesn't mean you're like
Right.
you're holding women down or some shit like that. Like you got your way. The doctor's a woman now. Like,
Somebody's trying to tell you his opinion on that, but he just stopped. Of course, he's grabbing the microphone from me.
I guess my question is, the doctor's now a woman. Does that mean that she has a Doctor Who?
Harambe. I'm so gonna fucking put your face on that gorilla and call you Harambe.
Harambe.
That might be the name of the episode.
I'm so hungry right now.
Let's like this show has to go up tomorrow.
Yeah, so let's call it an evening. My son is trying to talk on the other microphone. There he goes. Does he hear him?
I do hear him.
Yeah, he's got the other mic in his hand, and he's like just thinking he's part of the show.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But anyway,
that was a great rum impression, Little Wayne.
Yeah, you heard that? That was great. Thanks everybody for joining us. Also wanted to say again, thank you. Big shout out to that guy, the Priest and the Maven Powerhour on Facebook. So go check that out, and YouTube. Anyway, I was your host, Wayne.
I'm the new doctor.
And I'm the Rum Guy.
And remember, ladies and gentlemen, to keep it dangerous. Yeah.
That's it.
Get the fuck